Every time the young maid asked for leave to go home, she would write a leave note and hand it to Evan. However, not long after the maid left, Evan would also go out, using overtime at work as an excuse. Louise had already seen through their intentions. To confirm the suspicion in her heart, Louise picked up the leave note the maid had just left behind. She then gently traced over the impression left on the next sheet of paper. Soon, the secret between them was revealed. After learning the truth, Louise didn't make a scene, because she had already prepared a surprise for Evan. It turned out that just 3 days earlier, Louise had discovered that Evan was having an affair with the maid. Heartbroken, she recorded a video. Then she went straight to the immigration office to apply for emigration. The staff were utterly shocked, because Louise and Evan were known nationwide as a model couple. Back in the day, Evan had done everything to win Louise's heart. He gave her designer bags, a car, and even a house. He even went as far as, just for her favorite chestnut cake, to revive a factory that was about to go bankrupt. Louise knew that Evan's family had served in the military for 3 generations and couldn't leave the country, so she decided to emigrate abroad, so that Evan would never be able to find her. The staff quickly processed all the paperwork. They told Louise she could leave the country in 3 days. The next morning, Evan's parents came to visit. They secretly mocked Louise for being unable to have children, and even praised the maid as being more suitable to be Evan's wife. After dinner, Louise began packing her luggage to leave. She planned to throw away all the gifts Evan had given her. But just then, the immigration office called to confirm her departure. Louise firmly said she was indeed emigrating. Evan happened to overhear this. He nervously asked Louise what she meant. Louise casually replied that it was her friend who was emigrating. Only then did Evan relax, saying he had prepared a surprise for her. Soon, the next day arrived. Evan invited Louise to a karaoke bar to celebrate her birthday, but just as Louise sat down, the maid walked in, dressed provocatively. She pulled out a necklace, one of only 2 limited editions in the world. Louise immediately felt sick to her stomach. Evan picked up the necklace, wanting to put it on Louise, but Louise flatly refused. She went straight to the restroom. The maid quietly followed her, mocking that Louise's place in Evan's heart could never compare to hers. She even made a bet with Louise, saying she would seduce Evan right in front of everyone. Louise couldn't be bothered to respond. She returned to the private room. Evan brought out a huge cake, saying he would grant all of Louise's wishes. Louise seized the chance and made 3 wishes. Then she took out a blank sheet of paper and asked Evan to sign it. Everyone present thought Evan would refuse, but Evan loved to act like a devoted husband, so he signed the paper without hesitation. Immediately after, Louise made an even bolder request. She said she wanted all the shares of Evan's company. The maid thought to herself that Louise must be crazy, but the next second, Evan actually called his lawyer and told him to transfer all his company shares to Louise's name. The maid fainted on the spot in anger. Evan panicked when he saw that.